What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what it means to have your ascendant squaring your partner's Venus. So with this square, it is normally an aspect that is considered to be a bit more of the challenging aspect. But with this square in particular, it is a little bit less harsh and considered to be a better one. It is very helpful to also know what sign the Venus is in order to be able to get a clearer depiction of the nature of the effects that the Venus will have on the ascendant. In a Venus squaring your partner's ascendant synastry aspect. Take for example, if somebody's Venus is in the sign of Aries and it will be squaring somebody's ascendant, which will either be in Capricorn or an ascendant in Cancer. So the way this could look is that the Venus in Aries is more straightforward, more assertive, and more playful and flirtatious. There is more passion and also a bit more of a free approach towards love. Whereas the ascendant in Cancer could be a little bit more of a introverted, reserved kind of energy, a bit more of a sensitive and more gentle, and even more introverted, with a more of an interest in security when it comes to relationships, and also would have a more practical approach when it comes to love. Or the Capricorn the Capricorn ascendant on the other hand, which would be more of a more serious and more stoic, as well as more cautious and a little bit more selective. So this is where the differences between the ascendant and the Venus would come in, which could create a little bit of tension or a clash, and hence a square and a challenge. However, this is not always negative. The squares in astrology usually get better to deal with time, and they can also teach both of the partners in this connection a lot of patience in the meantime. And in that way, the Venus person could learn quite a lot from the ascendant person, and the ascendant person could also learn quite a lot from the Venus person. But with this being Venus, this makes for the square between the ascendant partner and the Venus partner to not necessarily be the most harsh. And this aspect is not that difficult to deal with. It's also not very negatively, it's not necessarily very harshly felt by the partners who have it. This overlay also shows that the love between the partners is one that is very real and very authentic. It is based on two people falling for each other based on seeing their flaws and seeing their true selves and still choosing each other. It's not necessarily a kind of a connection that begins with love at first sight. It is a little bit more based on falling for each other from a very real and honest perception of who both of the partners are. So their flaws amongst all of the other great things about the partners. And so with Venus squaring your partner's ascendant, this can show a relationship that begins with some differences that the partners may need to overcome in the beginning. Even if it's not characterized by a love at first sight kind of initial meeting, unlike, for example, Venus conjuncting the ascendant in synastry, which I'll talk about in the next video. That is a synastry aspect that can show love at first sight. With Venus squaring your partner's ascendant, there is still a lot of mutual attraction between the partners in a Venus squaring your partner's ascendant synastry aspect. The Venus person may even find things that are attractive in the ascendant person that the ascendant person may be unaware of, or they may not have deemed as being very important. So it could come as very unexpected also for the ascendant person. And the Venus person may have a tendency of noticing a lot of small things and different things about their ascendant partner that they could find very attractive. On the other hand, with this aspect, there could even be a cultural difference or a general difference when it comes to both of the partners' tastes and their behaviors or their mannerisms, which can create a little bit of a challenge when it comes to how they respond to each other. And the mannerisms, behaviors, and tastes of the ascendant person could be something that challenges the Venus person. And so this could even be unappreciated by the Venus person at times as well, on the other hand. But the same could also be true for the ascendant person when it comes to how they view the Venus person. They could also feel as though the Venus person picks them apart or is too vain. And the ascendant person could also feel very self-conscious when around the Venus person. And so this part especially can make for a very sensitive kind of a connection between two people, but also a very touchy connection, and they can easily trigger her, and this could cause for some tension at times. However, on the positive, this is a connection where both of the partners really want to please each other, and they want to see each other happy, and they want to make each other happy. And so there could also be a lot of spoiling of each other with this connection, and also a lot of indulging whenever they're together. And so there could be a noticeable tension when it comes to this overlay aspect in the partners' relationship. But this tension is what can create a desire in both of the partners to have a more successful relationship. And so with this could create for long-term success overall, because both of the partners are playing a more active role in making the relationship work. And it can be what makes the relationship go the distance. Well, that does it for this video on having your Venus squaring your partner's ascendant in synastry. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure, remember to give this video a thumbs up, a like, a share, a comment, and a subscribe. Well, that is where I love and leave you. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye, guys.